My name is Peter Whitmore and I'm 73. Perhaps you recall me from a few weeks ago. I was moved by the reaction to that video and I'm grateful. Today, though, I need to share something I held back before, something closer to the heart, something that reshaped my entire view of partnership. Please listen closely, because what I share might spare you a pain that lingers for a lifetime. Susan and I were together 41 years. That spans longer than many of your lives. For most of those years, I believed ours was a strong marriage. Not flawless, but good, stable, the kind people remain in. Yet here's what no one prepares you for in a long marriage. You can spend decades beside someone and never truly see them. You can share a bedroom, a house, a history, and still be distant in the ways that count. Susan passed 6 years back. Pancreatic cancer, found in March, departed by July. 4 months from wellness to gone. In her last days, resting in hospice, she told me something I carry with me daily. She said, "Peter, we lost so many years choosing to be correct instead of being connected." At first, I didn't grasp it. I made excuses. We had a fine marriage, didn't we? We seldom argued. We were at ease together. We deconstructed a life. But that was precisely the flaw. We were at ease. And ease is not the same as closeness. Let me explain. For years, Susan would propose little things. We could try a pottery workshop. Why did we stop going dancing? Remember those late nights just talking? And I always had a rebuttal. Too worn out, too swamped, too costly, too unrealistic. I never meant to cause hurt. I simply assumed we had endless tomorrows. I assumed those minor moments weren't significant. I believed the major things, being steady, loyal, dependable, were sufficient. They were. You see, I imagined love was about large declarations, showing up in emergencies, handling responsibilities, being reliable. And yes, those matter. But what I missed is that love is constructed in the small, ordinary instants. The talks over morning coffee, the strolls without a destination, truly hearing when your partner recounts their day. I let those slip, not suddenly. It was a slow fade, so gradual I never sensed it. One missed talk led to the next. One "not tonight, I'm exhausted" became 1,000. One "we'll do that another time" turned into never. And Susan, being who she was, she adjusted. She quit asking me to dance, stopped mentioning classes, ceased reaching for deeper talks. She made her own circle, her own pursuits, her own world. We became courteous housemates who were legally wed, polite, respectful, deeply alone. I didn't recognize it, or perhaps I glimpsed it and called it normal. Told myself this is simply how long marriages evolve. The spark dims. You fall into routine. You grow comfortable. But comfortable is just another term for settled. When Susan fell ill, everything shifted. Suddenly, there was an endpoint. Suddenly, all those someday plans had a definite deadline. In those final months, we spoke more openly than we had in 20 years. She shared feelings I never sensed, aspirations she'd released, quiet hurts she'd held, moments she'd felt unseen in her own home. One evening, about 3 weeks before the end, she described a journey she'd always desired to Scotland. Her grandmother's homeland. She'd longed to see the highlands, wander the hamlets, touch her roots. She'd brought it up to me more than once over the years. Each time I'd put it off. Too much money. The timing's off. Perhaps after retirement. We never went, now we never could. She wasn't bitter telling me this. That's what cut deepest. She was just sorrowful, accepting. As if she'd long ago realized I wouldn't be the companion she longed for. I asked why she never pressed more. Why she didn't insist. And you know her reply. "I didn't want to force you. I wanted you to desire it with me." That line shattered me because she was correct. She didn't want a trip from obligation. She wanted my genuine enthusiasm to share it with her, to value it because she did. And I failed to offer even that. Here is my lesson, and I urge you to hear it. The greatest danger to your relationship isn't infidelity or conflict or some glaring betrayal. It's apathy. It's assuming your partner will always be there. It's the slow wearing away of closeness when you cease to invest. You quit asking because you believe you already know. You quit making an effort because you assume they'll never leave. You quit putting the relationship first because you tell yourself there's always more time. Then one morning you wake beside a person you no longer recognize. Or worse, they're gone, and you miss the chance to truly understand them. After Susan's passing, I discovered a journal in her nightstand. She dekept it for years. Reading it was like meeting someone I'd coexisted with but never truly knew. She wrote of solitude, of feeling like a whisper in an empty room, of tiny wounds, times I was in the room but not really there, times I picked work over her, times my attention was on a screen, not her words. She also wrote of love, of the man she first married, of hoping that man might return, of trying to bridge the gap and feeling lost. I was right there. We shared a bed each night, but I could have been miles away. And here is what haunts me. It wasn't cruel. I didn't intend harm. I simply grew passive. I believed my physical presence was enough. I believed providing was enough. I thought avoiding wrongdoing was the same as doing right. But relationships don't end from sudden disasters. They fade from countless small omissions. If you're with someone now, I want you to reflect. When did you last have a genuine talk with your partner? Not about errands or plans or meals, but about hopes, worries, thoughts. When did you last do something simply to delight them? Not for a holiday or milestone, but just because. When did you last pause, really see them, and feel thankful they're walking this life with you? If it's hard to recall, you're walking the path I walked. Your partner won't be here indefinitely. I know that sounds stark, but it's real. One of you will leave first. And when that day comes, there are no second chances. You can't revisit the talks you put off. You can't take the journeys you delayed. You can't speak the words you thought they already heard. Susan and I had 41 years. I let at least half of them drift by in comfort rather than connection, in being correct rather than close, in sharing space rather than sharing souls. Please don't repeat my error. Love isn't a feeling you stop tending to. Love is an action, daily, in subtle ways and obvious ones. It's deciding to stay interested in your partner even after years together. It's exploring together even when it feels awkward. It's facing difficult discussions even when silence is easier. It's valuing what matters to them, not from duty, but because it matters to the one you love. After Susan died, well-meaning folks called me a good husband. They were kind but mistaken. I wasn't a good husband. I was a sufficient one. I met the baseline. No affairs, no cruelty, no desertion. But that's a low standard indeed. Being a true partner means actively nurturing intimacy, choosing openness over armor, staying interested, making the choice to connect even when you're weary, busy, or strained. I didn't live that way. Now I carry the remorse of holding something rare and losing it through inattention. 6 years on, I still picture Scotland. How little it would have truly required of me. A week of my hours, some savings, that's all, and it would have meant the world to her. I think of the pottery workshops she proposed, the dance lessons, the long, meandering conversations, all the gentle ways she reached out and all my gentle rejections. No, not now, maybe later. Later never arrives, it never does. If you love someone, if you've built a life with someone, don't wait for the ideal moment to show their worth. Don't suppose they already know. Don't let them become background. Ask about their aspirations. Listen to their memories. Join in their suggestions even if they aren't your passion, because strengthening your bond should be your passion. Be there, be attentive, be deliberate, because one day you may be where I am now. Alone, flipping through old pictures, reading handwritten pages, realizing you held all you needed and only appreciated it in its absence. I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm saying it because you still have today. Your partner, if you have one, is still here. You can still have those talks, take those journeys, create those moments. But you must begin now. On my desk rests a photo of Susan from our honeymoon in 1972. She's mid-laugh, sun in her eyes, hair tossed by the breeze. So alive, so hopeful, so full of dreams. And I remember the woman she grew into, still lovely, still gentle, but with a quiet sorrow in her gaze that I placed there through years of gentle disregard. Susan was right. We lost so much time being right instead of being close. Don't spend your time as I spent mine. Love the people in your life with action, with purpose, while you still can. This channel hosts voices like mine, sharing wisdom and reflections. If this resonated, consider subscribing and enabling notifications for more. If you took something from this, leave a thought, give the video a like. If you have a story of your own, something learned that could guide another, there's a link in the description to share it. Perhaps next time we'll be hearing from you.